doing the kicking for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets, who had some problems on special teams last week in Philadelphia. Getting set with Bruce Harper back and Bobby Jones. Looking for some sure hands on the receiving end. Here's Boris Booth. Harper on the 6. And a reverse. This is Troy carrying. Big space for Troy. Lots of room. Midfield. Down to the 40-yard line. Ball marked on the 41. First down. Woody Bennett carrying. Flags go down. Bennett tripped up and brought down. 75. First down. Joe Green called for the off. Randy Rasmussen left guard. Chris Ward left tackle. 1st and 5. Jets on the 36. Up the middle. Tom Newton carrying down to about the 31-yard line. Newton starting at fullback. He's had an excellent training camp.
That's why he's starting tonight. By the way, Newton is the former running back that teamed with Chuck Muncie out of California. This week, they got a good look at Newton. They got a good look at him in Philadelphia. He has been awarded the starting job for this ball game.
It's just short of a first down. 2nd and about half a yard. Todd up the middle. Newton got enough for the first down. Didn't get much, but just got enough for the first down. Jack Lambert made the stop. Jets going with their speedsters at wide receivers. Johnny Lamb Jones, number 80. Wesley Walker, number 85. Mickey Schuler, number 82, is starting at tight end. Running backs are Tom Newton, number 44. And Woody Bennett, number 46. 1st and 10, Jets on the 30-yard line. Richard Todd, who's played very well in preseason, is at quarterback. Walker left, Lamb Jones right. Pitch out. Tom Newton thrown for a 2-yard loss. Robin Cole in on the initial hit.
This is what will happen to a young running back. Perfectly, number 46 would have been at the bottom of your screen. You probably won't see him. But Cole gets inside here on the handoff and stops the play.
That was the previous play on the first down run. Ball placed down between the 31 and 32-yard lines. 2nd down, 11 and a half. Lamb Jones in motion. Newton is carrying, stumbles, gets across the 30 to the 29. Joe Green in on the stop, along with Robin Cole for Pittsburgh. That familiar front four. Pittsburgh Steelers, 75, Mean Joe Green, 76, John Banasak, 64, Steve Furness, L.C. Greenwood, number 68. And the fine linebacking core, Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, and Robin Cole. Dennis Winston comes in replacing Steve Furness to get an extra linebacker in there. This is 3rd down for the Jets, 9 yards to go from the 29. Double wide receiver right. Todd over the middle, dropped by Lamb Jones. Along with Carson Long. Carson Long is gone. Blocked. Ryan had trouble with the hold. 10 at their own 35. John Stallworth wide left. Swan wide right. This is Franco Harris. 5 yards on the carry up to the 40. Stan Blinka, the middle linebacker, number 54, made the stop for the Jets. Lawrence Pillars, number 76. Abdul Salam, number 74. Marty Lyons, number 93. And Joe Klecko, number 73. The starting front four. The linebackers, Greg Buttle on the left, Stan Blinka in the middle, Ron Crosby on the right. 2nd and 5. Sidney Thornton gets 3 to the 43. Stan Blinka, the middle linebacker, makes the stop along with Ron Crosby.
It is very tough on the Jets defensive line. Pittsburgh is an experienced offensive line that do an awful lot of trapping, as you see here, which means that Stan Blinka, number 54, the inside linebacker, has to do an awful lot of work. His linemen must protect the middle linebacker because he will be in on a number of plays tonight.
3rd and 2 for the Steelers. They go into a tight formation. In motion, number 48, Tom Graves. The handoff up the middle. Franco's got the first down. Franco Harris stopped by Stan Blinka, but not before he made enough for the first down. Tough backs to stop. Sidney Thornton goes 5'11", 230. Franco Harris 6'2", 225.
The key to the whole thing, Sam, is the opening play. They allowed Franco to go about 5 yards, which means now you've got 2 more downs to get to 5 yards.
Terry Bradshaw, the quarterback. Lynn Swan wide to the right. John Stallworth wide left. 1st and 10. Quick pitch to Franco. Buttle gets by Buttle. Bobby Jackson stops him across midfield down to the 48 of the Jets. A pickup of 6 on the play.
Here again, it makes it awfully easy as we see our replay as Bradshaw swings one out to Franco, one-on-one with Buttle. Quarterback wants to pick up 4 to 5 to 6 yards. Bradshaw gets 6 here. Now he has 2 more downs to make 4 yards for his first down. Much easier on a quarterback.
2nd down 4 for the Steelers. The center is number 52, Mike Webster. Steve Corson, 77. Sam Davis, 57, the guards. John Kolb and Larry Brown, the tackles. Bradshaw in 2nd and 4. Franco Harris tries to take it wide, goes the other way, and he's got room. Gets a block from Lynn Swan, 30, 25. What a run by Franco. Franco Harris, the 4th leading rusher in NFL history.
We're going to look here again as Pittsburgh starts their sweep to the opposite side. The Jets played it extremely well. They shut the hole down from the inside out, strung the play out. Franco worked his way back inside and luckily found some running room. It is a case of a young Jet club overreacting, Sam.
Bobby Jackson finally plays off the block to hold up Franco. The ball is marked at the 27-yard line of the Jets. 1st and 10 for the Steelers. As they're on the move, this is Sidney Thornton up the middle, down close to the 25. Picked up a couple. Abdul Salam, 74, in on the stop along with Stan Blinka.
Now that's a very good stop, Sam, on a 1st down situation. Salam manages to hold the Steeler runner to only a couple of yards, which is very significant at this point.
There's the Jets defensive unit. The deep backs, number 40, Bobby Jackson, number 23, Schaefer Suggs, Darrell Ray, number 28, and Donald Dykes, the right corner. We were told Rocky Bleier would not play, but he is in the lineup with Sidney Thornton in the backfield for the Steelers. 2nd and 8 at the Jets' 25. Bradshaw to Rocky Bleier on the draw. 1st down, very close to a 1st down. Might be just short. Nice run by Rocky Bleier on the draw.
This is what a good quarterback will do to you. He makes it appear as though he's going to pass. A simple handoff, straight on straight blocking. Up the middle goes Rocky for about 8 or 9 yards.
It's a yard short of a 1st down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Franco Harris is back in. Rocky Bleier, 12-year pro out of Notre Dame. He was a 16th round draft pick in 1968. 3rd and 1 for the Steelers at the 18-yard line. In motion is Graves. Franco up the middle. Didn't look like he made it. Good job by the Jets defensive line.
It's awfully close, Sam, because
the fans here calling for the Steelers to go for it, and it looks like they will. Ball is placed down about ½ yard short. Tom Graves, number 48, and Ray Sidner, number 46. 2 backup tight ends are in there for the Steelers. They have 3 tight ends in there in a short yardage situation. Big play early in the game here. Thornton in motion. Franco takes the pitch out. Salam slows him up. The Jets stop him. Great play by Abdul Salam. Stan Blinka came up to make the tackle. The Jets take over. Fine work by the Jets defensive unit.
Tremendous play here by that young Jet defensive line. This is the line Walt Michaels hoped to see for the rest of the season. Here comes Salam to get penetration. Now he gets the help from Blinker inside. That's good teamwork.
Abdul Salam, very strong against the run. Did a fine job stringing the play out, slowing Franco up, and Blinka came in to make the tackle. Right now, the score, the Jets nothing, the Steelers nothing. We'll be back in just a moment. Great job by the Jets defensive unit stopping the Steelers on 4th and ½ a yard. Lamb Jones in motion. Richard Todd, the quarterback, drops the football. Let's see who's got it.
It appears as though Mickey Shula was able to pounce on top of it, Sam.
Here it is again.
This will be a problem. The Jets' regular center, Joe Fields, is not working. You should watch here. He never got the ball as it was snapped, but Baltimore's not the Jets' regular center. He's a backup man. Joe Fields is out with an injury, so we'll have to wait on him.
It's a gain of almost 2 yards. It's 2nd and 8. The ball kicked around. Newton and Bennett in the backfield for the Jets. 2nd and 8. Todd to put it up. Deep to the right side for Lamb Jones. Incomplete. Nice coverage on the play by Ron Johnson, number 29.
You take a look here off to the right of your screen. Wesley tries to go to Lamb Jones, and you see the Jets hold out the Steeler defense. The Steelers are also in a zone-type defense. Lambs makes a tremendous effort trying to come down with it, and someday he will catch that kind.
3rd and 8 for the Jets on their own 20-yard line. Three wide receivers in the lineup for the Jets. Todd puts it up over the middle. Wesley Walker drops the football. Hoping for to have that strike capability. Chuck Ramsey punting for the first time in preseason. Beautiful kick. Anderson back to his own 28, fumbles the ball, and the Jets have it. The Jets have recovered. Smith was back in single safety. Big break for the Jets. 1st and 10 on the Steeler 27. Todd, quick pitch to the right side, complete to Lamb Jones. Nice movement by Lamb and nice power as he breaks inside the 20. Very close to a first down. Ron Johnson finally wrestled him out of bounds.
You might note, too, here, note that Ron Johnson on our replay gives Lambs, he respects his speed, even though he's a rookie. He gives him about a 7-8 yard cushion. Todd readily recognizes it, throws the ball out. He's got 5 yards to work with. Lamb just decides to bowl straight ahead. Great choice.
It's good for a first down. Jets with the ball, 1st and 10 on the Steelers 17. First break here in the game. And the Jets trying to take advantage. Lamb Jones in motion to the right. Inside handoff, Tom Newton goes to the 15, 14. They try to pull the football out. Robin Cole made the stop.
Sam, that was a la Pittsburgh, the kind of trap-type play, underneath handoff, that's so as run so well by Franco Harris and the running backs of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers making changes in their defensive line. Fred Anderson, number 69, is in there. L.C. Greenwood, number 68, also up there with Joe Green, Steve Furness. 2nd down. 7 to go for the Jets at the 14-yard line. Todd for Wesley Walker. Too far. A little bumping with Mel Blunt down the string. Clark Gaines in the backfield for the Jets. Good receivers coming out. Todd sends everyone out. Sets it up over the middle for Harper, and it looks like he's got a first down. Very close. He was driven back, but I think they're going to mark it at the 6. It'll be first down Jets. And there's Bruce Harper, and there's the big threat we've been talking about of Harper coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, watch Bruce at the right side of your screen. Swings out on Robin Cole. Gives him a little wrinkle and comes across in front of the quarterback. Todd finds him. Bingo.
Richard getting good protection from the offensive line.
Yes, he has. We might add, too, that Marvin Powell is not there.
John Roman starting at right tackle, number 61. Schuler, number 82, is a tight right end. 1st and goal, Jets at the 6. Scott Dierking, his first carry in preseason, number 25. Hit by Jack Lambert, picked up a yard.
We take another look here. Good block here on Joe Green. It's straight on one-on-one blocking. There we go. Take a look. Double team blocking. Baltimore and Dan Alexander.
2nd and goal from the 5. Scott Dierking, number 25. Clark Gaines, number 21 in the backfield for the Jets. Dierking had a foot injury that's kept him out up until this point. This is first preseason action. Fake to Dierking. Todd on the rollout. Heads to the corner. Wagner's after him. Touchdown. Richard Todd with a fine bootleg, and the Jets go on the scoreboard.
That's the kind of thing the Jets want to see. A quarterback that has some mobility. Todd certainly can run. As we take a look here on our replay, great play action here. Taking over to Dierking. Good blocking in the line. A little wig wag back the other side, and he's got clear sailing. Todd gets a little a page here from Fran Tarkington, slides into home base.
That's a play the Steelers like to use with Terry Bradshaw. Leahy on the 5-yard bootleg by Richard Todd. Nate Johnson, and the Jets swarm all over him at the 4-yard line. 1st and 10. Bradshaw to put it up. First pass complete to John Stallworth at the 12-yard line.
That's one of the Steelers' favorite kind of pass patterns, especially when they're backed up and needing yardage. You'll watch here off the right to your screen, and Stallworth will drive off for about 10 yards downfield, work his way to the first down mark, and then start to come back. A la Lincoln of the Oakland Raiders some years ago. Well executed.
Schaefer Suggs pulled him out of bounds. 2nd down 1 for the Steelers. Franco Harris, Sidney Thornton in the backfield for the Steelers. Lynn Swan is wide right, Stallworth left. Randy Grossman tight right end. This is Franco carrying. Tripped up, gets away out to the 15. Marty Lyons made the tackle, but a flag is down.
Holding number 38, offense.
Sidney Thornton. This program is prohibited. Ball back at the 7-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Handoff inside to Blyer. And he pulls it out to about the 9, maybe the 10-yard line. Lawrence Pillars, Greg Buttle in on the stop. Marty Lyons. Jets defensive line doing a fine job thus far.
Thus far, this is the starting unit that the Jets will hope to open up with against Baltimore September 7th. And so far, Coach Michaels wanted to see them at least 1 quarter. I think they've done well thus far.
3rd down and 4 for the Steelers on the 9-yard line. Bradshaw looking, has time, deep to the right side for Lynn Swan. He's got it. At midfield. Here it is again from behind Terry Bradshaw.
We look here, Donald Dykes is in the trail position, as you'll pick up on your screen. Right now he's beaten. You hope that the ball will fall a bit short. He makes an attempt, a vain attempt to knock it down, but it just doesn't happen. Swan had super protection here by the Steelers. It appears as though the Jets were in a 3-man rush. The ball just barely gets in there.
41-yard pickup for the Steelers out to midfield. That gets them out of trouble in a hurry. 1st and 10. Bradshaw tries it again. With time now being chased. Pillars pulls him down. It's a 1-yard loss. That time good coverage by the Jets.
Right at the Jets downfield. We look here again. The Steelers gave Bradshaw all the time he needed, but you must credit the Jets defensive secondary. Watch him watch. He looks downfield. He doesn't see anybody. He feels the pressure a bit here. His pocket starts to collapse. He tries to abandon the pocket. It's too late.
2nd down 11 for the Steelers at their own 49-yard line. Swan right, John Stallworth left, Franco Harris, Sidney Thornton in the backfield. Franco. Larry Brown leading him. Good tackle. Stan Blink in the open field. Brings Franco down. He picked up 5 on the play. Make it 4. They spot it down at the 47. Lawrence Pillars is down on the field. Hurt. The Jets defensive ends. 3rd and 7. Bradshaw calls pass. Puts it up. Complete to Randy Grossman at the 40-yard line. It looks to be good for a 1st down. It's very close to a 1st down. Schaefer Suggs made the tackle.
Here we go again in our replay. You'll take a good look at Bradshaw releases to Sandy Grossman. Gets again to his tight end as 84 releases out. And a kind of out comeback type pattern. He goes, he gets his 1st down yardage. He's hit right at the needed yardage line.
He came back. They've marked it on the other side of the 40. It's just short of a 1st down. 45 with Sidney Thornton. 4th and 1. Jets stopped him earlier. Pitch out. Russell Davis carries. He's got the 1st down. A lot of teams don't like to go wide on a 4th and short, but the Steelers aren't afraid to do it.
The Steelers love to give the We'll watch here in our replay. The Steelers like to give a toss-type action play. A simple toss here gets everybody out in front, pull a tackle, and a guard, and hope to knock a hole in that outside wall, and that's exactly what they did.
Russell Davis, who missed last year because of an injury. First year, Terry Bradshaw, the quarterback, sends everyone out. Over the middle it goes. Wide open is Sidney Thornton. Falls down. Now he's covered up by Stan Blinka at the 18-yard line. 20-yard pickup for the Steelers. Out of the backfield came little Sidney Thornton.
This here again is not, I don't think you could blame it on any one particular man. The Jets were certainly in a strong side zone off to the right, or zone to the right formation. And Thornton found a hole in the zone, pulled up. Bradshaw saw him. Good completion.
They call Sidney Thornton little, 5'11", 230. Little. Thunder short. First down, Steelers at the 18. Bradshaw to pass again. Over the middle, knockdown. No, they call interference.
Questionable call because the ball was broken up by Ray before Bobby Jackson made a hit on Swan. The ball is gone.
Quite a march by the Steelers. Once again, they have their three tight ends in there. Grossman, Graves, and Sidner. Handoff to Sidney Thornton for the touchdown. Big hole over the middle for Sidney Thornton. And he carries it in. He scored 9 touchdowns in his first 8 games last year.
At it here again, Sam. There's a replay. It's a simple trap play up the gut. They get over, get the trap. Not well executed, but opened up enough. And Vic Thornton comes on through.
Craig Colquitt, the holder. Almost an offside on the Jets. They got back. The short kick coming down to Paul Darby at the 15. Has some blocking in front of him. Goes down across the 30-yard line. Bill Ring, the I formation. Clark Gaines in the backfield behind Richard Todd, along with Bruce Harper. Here's the reverse to Lamb Jones with a couple of blockers. Todd is out there again. And Lamb Jones stays inbounds, is brought down at the 47 of the Steelers. 22-yard pickup. There's the reverse we saw earlier in preseason against the Bears. And once again, there's Richard Todd blocking.
We take a look at this thing again in replay. The real beauty of it is you toss it back to a dangerous type runner than Bruce Harper, and he gets it over to a speed runner himself. You'll watch number 14, Richard Todd, get out in front of the quarterback, along with Chris Ward, 72. But your big quarterback, 205 pounds, down in front of a fleet-footed Jones.
Nice pickup down to the 47-yard line of the Steelers. This time the handoff to Gaines, bounces off one man, and is held upright at the 45 by Jack Lambert. Donnie Shell came in on the stop for the Steelers. They mark it at the 46. Pickup of a yard for the Jets. It'll be 2nd and 9. Stan Waldemore, number 70, the center. Randy Rasmussen, 66. Dan Alexander, 60, the guards. Chris Ward, 72. John Roman, 61, the tackles. Mickey Schuler, 82, tight right end. Dierking in gains of the backfield now for the Jets. Richard Todd to put it up. Looking left for Walker. Over the middle instead to Dierking. Wide open inside the 30 down to the 27. Fine pickup of 19 yards. Donnie Shell made the stop. Richard was looking long for Walker. Went to the short man. Scott Dierking coming out of the backfield.
Very smart play by Todd at that moment. Earlier in his signal calling, the Steelers were showing what they might think would be a blitz. Linebackers, safeties in tight, then they went back to the normal coverage. Todd found Dierking underneath as they went to the drop.
Jets moving the ball well against the Steelers. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Dierking carries, has room. 20, 15-yard line. Nice run by Scott Dierking. The 4th year back out of Purdue was missed in the first couple of games. He's such a versatile runner.
Here, Sam, the Jets are doing a page from the Steeler offense. Trap play, number 60. Alexander gets out front, but Dierking overruns the trap, takes it outside. Fine pickup. Well executed by the Jets.
Scott Dierking, fine receiver, fine runner. Last year ran for 767 yards. 1st and 10 Jets at the 16-yard line of the Steelers. Lamb Jones in motion. Todd to Dierking. 6 yards for Scott Dierking up the middle. Another fine run. Make it 7 yards down to the 9-yard line.
Again, a trap here by Dierking. We'll take a look at it again. Look at Randy Rasmussen. Alexander, number 60, the other side. Waldemore folding backside. Great big gaping hole. Well,
Scott Dierking, seeing his first action, had a foot injury that kept him out of the first 2 preseason games, but he certainly is running well. Second down, 3 yards to go for the Jets at the Steelers' 9. Lamb Jones in motion right. Scott Dierking fumbled the football. It's picked up by the Steelers. Donnie Shell. And he's brought down.
Dierking's handled the ball, trapped inside. Good hole. Just gets up in the air, gets hit, and loses the ball. Why, I really don't know. Maybe the helmet hit it as he went up.
Donnie Shell picking up the football. Todd slowed him up, and then he was finally brought down.
Well, the Jets secondary is covering extremely well. They flush Bradshaw out of the pocket. He knows that time is running out. He tries to get the ball down to Frank Pollard, a rookie.
Second down, 10 for the Steelers. Frank Pollard, 44. Greg Hawthorne, 27 in the backfield for the Steelers. Jim Smith, 86 wide to the right side. John Stallworth still in at wide receiver left. Inside handoff, Frank Pollard up across the 20 to the 21, pickup of about 5. Frank Pollard, 11th round draft choice out of Baylor. Goes 5'10", 210, and pretty good running back. Abdul Salam made the stop. He's shown well in camp as Frank Pollard. Steelers will have to make some tough decisions on their cut down after this game. They have to cut 10 men, as do the Jets. All teams have to get down to 50 by Tuesday.
One of the Steelers' problem areas will be the running back situation. They have 2 running backs that they really would like to keep, but I don't know whether they can or not.
Third and a long 5 for the Steelers. Double wide receivers to the right. Stallworth and Smith. Bradshaw with plenty of time. Over the middle he goes. Complete to the tight end, Tom Graves, up at the 48-yard line. And once again, the Jets get burned on third down.
We take a look here again at Sam Davis making his first start. Steve Ferguson, Mike Webster, John Kolb. They're all giving the Super Bowl quarterback all the time that he needs. We look at it again the way Bradshaw sees it. Look at that front wall. Nothing but the black and gold up front, and the white being held off.
He just waited for someone to get open, and it was Tom Graves, number 48. Tom Graves was a strong safety in college. This pass is intercepted beautifully by Darrell.
He's there.
Lamb Jones in motion as the Jets go on offense from their own 28. Todd rolling out left. He's going to run. Takes it out of bounds up around the 38-yard line. Very close to a first down. Robin Cole chased him out of bounds.
Now that's the play I like, Sam. We take a replay here as we watch Todd rolling off to the left of your screen. Play action inside. He wants to throw the football. Look at 21 here. Clark Gaines. He gets out front, finds out his quarterback is not going to throw it. He elects to run. Give him a block.
Second down and 2. They mark the ball at the 36-yard line. Good pickup for Richard Todd. Dierking carries. First down and more. Fine running by Scott Dierking, and there's got to be smiles on the Jets staff right now. Walt Michaels, Bob Ledbetter, the backfield coach, have to be happy with the way Scott Dierking is running here tonight.
Take a look at number 25, Scott Dierking. Look at number 60, Dan Alexander. It's a power play. A simple straight-on power, getting inside, double-teaming, guard leading him in. The Jets open up a big hole inside, which made them the league's leading rushing unit last year.
Joe Green and Donnie Shell made the tackle for the Steelers. It's 1st and 10, Jets at the 46. Lamb Jones right, Walker left. Todd sends everyone out. Over the middle, it's blocked, knocked down, picked up by Rasmussen. Flags go down. I don't know, did that hit
here and try to find out what's happening? Ward up top, I thought at one point might get called for holding. But the ball, he hits the official right on the noggin. Why the flag was thrown, I really don't know. They should get...
Number 66, offense.
So that was the penalty.
Mustn't get called for holding.
They mark it back at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Jets. Todd fakes the draw. Throwing over the middle. It's complete to Lamb Jones. Out of bounds at the 44-yard line of the Steelers. He may have gotten enough for a first down. Looks like he just did get first down yardage.
The Jets' #1 draft choice. He takes a crossing tight pattern. Now this is very difficult to cover. When a receiver as speedy as Jones starts to cross the field, or Wesley Walker, that means now he's running away from his defender. The ball is placed excellently by Todd. Good completion.
It was a 1st and 20. He picked up exactly that. First down, Jets at the Steelers' 44-yard line. Richard Todd in practice this past week was just perfect. He was hitting everything, and once again, he is sharp tonight. Hand off to Clark Gaines, and he's got him by the shirt. L.C. Greenwood would not let go, and the jersey would not rip off either.
Here's a KC as we watch our replay. Number 68, he's down left of your screen. Somebody did not block backside. And when that happens, he catches the running back from the opposite side. Normally, there is someone to cover. They call it cover your back door. He should have never caught the ball carrier.
Loss of 2 on the, make that a loss of 4 on the play, back to the 48. Second down, 14. Lamb Jones wide right. Wesley Walker wide left. We're tied 7-7. 7:15 to go, second quarter. Richard Todd goes to the left, incomplete. Intended for Bruce Harper. Robin Cole was covering on the play.
Bruce Harper had him beaten, had Cole with his back turned. Harper trying to turn to the outside. Todd just could not get the ball there because of Robin Cole having his body placed in the flight of the intended ball.
Richard Todd, despite all the problems of last season, early in the year, the question of who would be the starting quarterback, still hit 51% of his passes, and he is the #1 quarterback for the New York Jets. Look at both coaching staffs. And now the Jets with a 3rd and 14, double wide receiver right. Jones and Walker to the right side. Todd over the middle, Wesley Walker. He's got the first down. Isn't it great to have those speedsters out there?
I love it. I love it, Sam. I was watching number 78, Dwight White, that last time. He was, we'll watch here in our replay. Watch off to the right of your screen, number 78. He gets blocked well by number 72, Chris Ward. Gives him a little shove there. And Dwight thought it might have been holding. It's perfectly illegal as long as you don't extend the arm completely out. Todd finds Walker coming across, running away from the defender in the open spot. Big first down.
Put the pass right in there. Pick up of 21 yards. 1st and 10, Jets at the Steelers' 27. We're tied 7-7 here in the second quarter. Gaines and Dierking in the backfield. Make that Gaines, Vermont. Derek Gaffney wide to the right. Wesley Walker wide left. Woody Bennett and Clark Gaines in the backfield. Richard Todd, quick drop, throws it out, intercepted. Fine interception by Jack Ham, number 50. Bradshaw still in at quarterback. Has Pollard and Hawthorne. The rush is on, and down he goes.
I guess you know who that was. Number
left, Jim Smith wide right. Joe Klecko had torn cartilage in the rib cage. And finally getting back into action. Bradshaw with time, out to the right, incomplete. Dropped by Graves. Good play by Darrell Ray, the rookie safety. Tom Graves, who played in college as a strong safety, was drafted as a linebacker last year, now switched to tight end. Almost made the catch.
Also, Darrell Ray, number 28, along with number 40, Bobby Jackson. They both converge and almost comes up with it. That was the make of a good receiver here. Number 48, Tom Graves. He stayed with the football, knew where it was at all time, and almost came up with it.
He's out of Michigan State, goes 6'3", 228, playing tight end. 3rd and 20 for the Steelers. Good play by Bobby Jackson on the hit there on Tom Graves on that last play. Everybody out of the backfield for Pittsburgh. Good rush, big hit. Long for Stallworth. He's got the football.
That was caught in the Super Bowl last year by Stallworth. Deep down the middle. It looks as though Johnson, the Jets, number 27, would get a hold of it, but his inexperience. The ball should have been batted down.
Here comes the hit. Watch Bradshaw hang in there with the rush coming.
That's Mark Gastineau trying to apply the pressure from the back door, but Bradshaw gets it up front here.
1st and 10, Steelers on the Jets' 40-yard line. Cliff Stout is the quarterback. Greg Hawthorne and Frank Pollard in the backfield. This is Pollard. He's hit by Greg Buttle, number 51, and Mike McKibben, number 53. Schaefer Suggs, number 23, in on the stop with Greg Buttle. Pickup of 3 on the play down to the 37. Second down, 7 for Pittsburgh. Frank Pollard, number 44, the rookie out of Baylor. 11th round draft choice. Tom Graves, number 48, is the tight right end, or is the tight end, splits out to the right now. Jim Smith wide to the right as the flanker. Inside to Greg Hawthorne, and he's brought down at the 34-yard line. Greg Hawthorne was the number 1 draft pick of the Steelers last year out of Baylor, but has had injury problems.
That last play is typical of Pittsburgh. They love to run the traps up the middle. They love to run the trap off tackle. They love to toss outside. They'll keep doing those things until finally one will pop.
Pickup of 3. It's 3rd and 4. Jets put in a 5th defensive back. Jesse Johnson is in there. Stan Blinker goes to the sideline. Stout goes back to throw. Over the middle. It's complete to Hawthorne. He's got the first down. He breaks away. And finally brought down from behind. Once again, those 3rd down plays.
As we take a look, a replay here, it's just a matter of shoddy tackling here by the Jets. He would have had the first down, but certainly not the additional 7 or 8 yards. As we watch again, Jesse Johnson hits him, loose grip.
And Marty Lyons stops him from behind. Here's the blitz on.
Buttle on the blitz, but coming a little bit too late. Got the hands up, but not enough.
Buttle was coming from the left side, McKibben from the right. 1st and 10, Steelers on the 21. Handoff to Frank Pollard. Breaks through and gets a couple of yards down to the 18. The whistle stopped play. The ball popped loose, but the ball was dead at the 18-yard line. Stan Blinker, the middle linebacker, made the stop. Once again, Frank Pollard breaking a couple of tackles inside. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Steelers on the Jets 18. Once again, this is where you look for the big play.
Especially the fumbles, man, especially the way Pollard started to wiggle and move. That's when you get hit, and that's when you lose the football. He had gotten as much as he could and kept wiggling.
Double wide receiver right, Smith and Stallworth. Stout to put it up, throws to the short man. He's got him. Stallworth gets away from one man, still on his feet, brought down at the 10. A flag is down.
Try to find out what exactly happened. It goes on downfield, whatever occurred. Ball here is caught by Stallworth. The flag is gone up already. Now, what has taken place, I really don't know. There's a face mask, but that's
number 82 offense.
Well, they call it on John Stallworth. 17 for the Steelers. Once again, double wide receivers to the right. Jets fake the blitz. Stout to throw. At time, now is Rush, throws it short, and Sykes couldn't come up with it. Good rush by Gastineau on the play.
And that rush was a very important rush. It caused Stout to throw the ball a little bit short. Had he thrown it up, it would have been an interception. And you take a look again, number 99, Gastineau, comes off to the left of your screen. Now, he applies the pressure. If he doesn't, the ball is possibly thrown for completion. But because of the pressure, he had to hurry the ball, and you see it fall about 4 yards short.
Once again, good coverage downfield by the Jets defensive secondary because Stout had some time. Then the rush came up after he had pumped a couple of times. 3rd and 17. Once again, big 3rd down play. Rush is on. Over the middle it goes, incomplete. Off the shoulder of Greg Hawthorne. Mike McKibben was covering on the play, number 53. So the Jets come up strong on defense.
We take a look again. This is what the Jets have been.
5-yard field goal try by Chris Barr. I called them Chris Bengals. Now we got it straight. Good short throw to Bruce Harper, and up he goes to the 37-yard line. Wayne Woodruff makes the stop. Good pickup for the Jets. Up to the 37-yard line, couple of yards short of a first down. We have the 2-minute warning here in the first half. The score, the Pittsburgh Steelers 7, the New York Jets 7. We'll be back in just a moment. Now it throws short to Harper, rather to Gaines. And he's up to the 44-yard line. It's good for a first down. Robin Cole made the stop for the Steelers.
We'll see how well Todd has learned his short yardage or his hurry-up type offense, especially around the 2-minute warning. Very important phase of any offensive ball club.
1st and 10 at the 44. All the receivers are out. Over the middle it goes to Mickey Schuler, the tight end. And he's down at the 36-yard line. Fine play by Mickey Schuler. J.T. Thomas, number 24, and Jack Lambert, the middle linebacker, made the stop.
You might wonder, Sam, why the ball was thrown inside. What I was saying earlier, Sam.
Offense, first down.
Richard Todd at quarterback. Gaines and Harper in the backfield. 5 receivers go out. Plenty of time for Todd. Over the middle, wide open, dropped the football. Clark Gaines. It hit him in the numbers, and he would have had the first down.
I think Clark got a little bit too anxious. He had to stand there at number 21, Clark Gaines. He got a little bit too anxious. As we watch again, 95, Goodman gets in on a stunt as they wiggle around. The Jets bogged them down. Todd steps up into the pocket, finds Gaines, but Gaines got tired of waiting. He wanted the ball to get there a little bit faster.
He might have heard the footsteps of Jack Lambert.
Possibly.
2nd down 20 for the Jets. 1:17 to go in the first half. 7-7 the score. Todd steps up. Throws it out to the left, complete to Clark Gaines. The flag is down. Gaines goes out of bounds. Called on the penalty. First down Jets on their own 38-yard line. Todd looking, plenty of time. Over the middle, off the hands of Lamb Jones. Another flag goes down.
Illegal use of the hand.
So a couple of big breaks on penalties and move the ball inside Pittsburgh territory. Everyone out for the Jets. Todd rolling, looking, gonna run. Down at the 40-yard line. And gets tangled. Uh-oh. And a little too active down there. Mickey Schuler is involved. Jack Lambert is involved there. Here's the guy thrown out of the pile. And it's been that kind of a football on the Steelers 39. Todd runs out of the pocket, sets up, throws short. Harper, cut back to the inside. That's going to kill the clock. I don't know if... Nice run back by Anderson, tripped up at the 28-yard line. John Sullivan, number 50, in on the tackle. They'll mark it at the 27-yard line. Terry Bradshaw is back on the field, and that is good to see.
That's good to see, because I want to see the Jet secondary plus that defensive unit work under the kind of pressure that a Terry Bradshaw on an offensive line can apply to a defense.
John Stallworth wide left, Jim Smith wide right, Hawthorne and Russell Davis in the backfield. Hawthorne 27, Russell Davis 45. This is Russell Davis, first-year man out of Michigan, up to the...
Holding, number 74, first down.
Terry Bradshaw, the quarterback. Bradshaw looking deep, throws short instead to Russell Davis. He stopped. And another flag goes down. Greg Buttle made the initial hit. Blinker came in to make the tackle.
That's the way it should be. Buttle got out there to disrupt matters a little bit. And here
in the first half, total yardage, Steelers 200.
Number 52, declined.
John Stallworth wide left. Tom Graves is a tight left end for the Steelers. 2nd and 20. Bradshaw being rushed, gets it off, incomplete. Intended for Tom Graves, the tight end. Ron Crosby and Donald Dykes on the coverage, and good pressure from the Jets' left side.
Now here's a very interesting note. I find it interesting, I should say. What the Steelers have done, they've taken out most of their frontline personnel down linemen. The Jets are maintaining their starters defensively down linemen and linebacking core. Right now, the Steeler backups are no match for that front four of the Jets. That's what's happening. That's why the pressure, that's why the low pass.
It is 3rd and 20 for the Steelers. Jets have 5 defensive backs in there. Rushers on from Marty Lyons and Abdul Salam. The pass is short and 10. Colquitt gets it away. Harper at the 46. Gets some blocking. Nice move by Harper, and ball forward across the 40. Available for rent. Lamb Jones in motion to the right. Richard Todd, the quarterback, to Scott Dierking. Makes the cut, gets a yard. Lambert in on the tackle, along with number 36 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ted Watson. Look at some of the numbers in the first half.
Slight edge to the Steelers.
And typical Jets rushing yardage, 80 yards the first half. That's the Jets' kind of a running game. Second down and 9 at the 38-yard line. Flags go down. Todd is hit, gets it away into
Offside, number 36, defense.
that's hard line. It's second down for the Jets, 4 yards to go. Bruce Harper brought down for a loss. John Banasak, the right defensive end, was right there to make the stop.
Again, watch Banderzak, number 76, as he squeezes by Rasmussen as he tries to get the cut block. He just couldn't do it. The big guy had enough muscle and upstream steam to blow right past Randy. Not hurriedly, but squeeze right by into the flow of the play.
Third down and long this time for the Jets. 3rd and 9 at the 38-yard line. 3 wide receivers in there for the Jets. Todd being rushed. Down he goes.
Sportsmanlike, number 64, defense, first down.
That's the kind of Steelers 30. Lamb Jones in motion. Todd, big rush. Throws. Jerome Barkham just couldn't hold it. Ted Walton and Larry Anderson. Walton 36, Anderson 30 on the coverage on Jerome Barkham.
We'll watch again here the veteran tight end from Jackson State, Jerome Barkham, dragging across from the left of your screen. Some pressure here from the Steelers. Todd finds him. Barkham gets up, gets his hands on the football. Been rusty.
Jerome Barkham played a little bit last week in Philadelphia, mostly in blocking situations. Now he's in a tight end and came out on the pass play. Second down, 10. For the Jets. Listen to this crowd. Todd blitz, rushes on, throwing long to Walker. Too far. Going one-on-one. And another flag is down.
We'll see again. You look off to the right of your screen with number 72. No, we don't get it here. But the action was between number 72, Chris Ward, and number 76, John Banazak.
Another 15-yard.
Number 76, defense, first down.
1st and 10, Jets on the Steelers 15. Kevin Long, no gain. 67, Gary Dunn. 50, Bob Coors in on the stop. Bob Coors, second-round draft pick out of Arizona State.
Again, we took a look at it here. The Steelers have lost their tongues a bit, but they haven't lost their defensive strongness as the Jets try to get outside of that steel curtain, and nothing doing.
Give an assist to John Banasak for stonewalling that play. Gary Dunn, 67, making the tackle. 4th-year man out of Miami of Florida. 2nd and 10, Jets. Listen to this crowd. To Walker.
The flat not done intentionally, I don't think. Wesley had his man beaten as he starts to stretch for the football, as you'll see. They get tangled here. Number 36,
Ted Walton.
Ted Walton steps on the back ankles or the back heel of Wesley Walker.
1st and goal, Jets on the 1. Penalties that kill the Steelers on this drive. 3 big penalties. Scott Dierking, touchdown. And the Jets go into the lead once again. Scott Dierking diving over from 1 yard out. The Jets taking advantage of 3 big penalties against the Steelers. And the Jets go on the board again.
A power play here, number 33. Kevin Long leads 25. Scott Dierkins, good blocking on the Jet offensive line.
One thing we can say about the Jets running backs, they really help each other out.
They are a very complimentary type unit. Coach Bob Ledbetter, along with Walt Michaels, they pride themselves in working well.
Here's the kickoff by Leahy to Larry Anderson at the goal line. Jets are on good coverage, and they swarm him under at the 14. Touchdown. Bradshaw still in at quarterback. Hands to Greg Hawthorne. Takes it wide, tripped up, down he goes. No gain. Good play by the Jets once again.
Inside trap to Greg Hawthorne, number 27. The Steelers are pretty high on him. He's a second-year player out of Baylor. They wanted to see him. There was talk earlier that they would look at Hawthorne and Collard and not play Blyer.
Greg Buttle was in on the tackle, but Mark Gastineau did a fine job tripping up Greg Hawthorne on the carry to slow him up. Theo Bell, number 83, is wide to the left side. Jim Smith wide right. Bradshaw fakes the handoff, fakes, quick pitch to Graves, the tight end at the 10, slowed up, and down he goes, no gain. Fine defensive play by Schaefer Suggs, number 23. Fifth-year man out of Ball State, second-round draft choice in 1976, Schaefer Suggs. A yard loss on the play. It'll be 3rd and 11 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and once again we have that big third down situation.
Let's see how well the Jets do with it. They didn't do too well, or too bad rather, in the first half against the Steelers' third down efficiency.
Double wide receiver left for Pittsburgh. Bradshaw being rushed, throws it out, and it is incomplete. Off the side of his foot. And a good roll for the Steelers out of bounds at 22. Richard Todd hands to Scott Dierking, hit immediately. They've lost half a yard on the play. Good play by the forward wall. John Goodman, number 95. Dennis Winston, number 53, the middle linebacker, was in on the stop. Dierking goes out. Bruce Harper comes in. It's no gain. Ball placed down at the 42. Richard Todd has gone all the way at quarterback for the Jets. As Wesley Walker wide left, Lamb Jones wide right. They've played all the way. Jerome Barkham is a tight right end. Todd will put it up once again, out to the right, complete to Jerome Barkham and out of bounds at the 46. Short pickup, 4 yards on the play. And good to see Jerome Barkham coming out for passes again.
It also is good to see Dwight White get back out there, even though he's working against the Jets. But Dwight White literally stepped over the would-be blocker and was in hot pursuit of the quarterback. Had it not been a quick release, he would have been nailed.
The veteran Dwight White, number 78, 10th-year man out of East Texas State. 3rd and 6, Jets on their own 46-yard line. Lamb Jones left, Walker right. Todd rolls, going to run. Midfield, he's got the first down. Looking for safety, and he just falls down. I don't think anyone has touched him yet.
Safe at second that time. I called it home base before, but this is safe into second base. Not home plate.
As soon as Richard saw he had the first down, he just looked for a place to get out of trouble.
Now, this is the reason for the rollout type action. He wiggles his way off to his left. Looks downfield, it's not there, tucks it away immediately, he decides he's going to run. He's only about 4 or 5 yards. He gets to the first down, hides him at second. Oh.
Ball just across the 40-yard line. First down for the Jets. In Steeler territory, Lamb Jones goes in motion. Todd to Dierking. Not there. Bob Coors, number 50, made the initial hit. He's 6'3", 224. Second-round draft choice out of Arizona State. Steelers' first 2 picks, Mark Malone and Bob Coors, came from Arizona State.
Now, Bob gambled on that with number 50, Bob Coors. You might have seen him come across the line. He gambled. Now, Todd is thinking play action at Coors. Number 50 releases his back, hits him. That sometimes can hurt you.
Loss of 4 on the play, 2nd and 14. Kevin Long and Bruce Harper in the backfield, the I formation. Draw play to Harper. Oh, he is hit down hard.
Big hit.
Looks like they caught him around the neck.
Big hit.
Dennis Winston, the middle linebacker.
Number 53, it appears to be Mike. No, that's not.
That's Dennis Winston.
Dennis Winston. I was about to trade him to the Jets, or trade Mike McKibben over to the Steelers. But Dennis Winston.
Just when Bruce was starting to get the motors going. Pickup of 2. 3rd and 12. Barkham flanks out right. Wesley Walker puts right. Lamb Jones coming from the left over the middle of Harper. Harper at the 35. Flags go down. He's short of the first down mark. And 9-yard line. Wesley Walker wide left. Lamb Jones wide right. Todd being rushed. Steps up. Looking to throw. Complete to Lamb Jones. It's short of a first down. And Ryan is holding. It's on the way. It's good.
About Pat Leahy's knee. Is it in shape?
By Pat Leahy, 49-yarder and 17-7 is the score. Lamb Jones in motion right. Handoff inside. Pickup of a yard. Woody Bennett, the ball carrier.
Stopped by Fred Anderson and Winston.
There's Cliff Stout warming up once again. He played briefly in the second quarter when Terry Bradshaw was shaken up.
8 of 2, 3rd down.
That's the kid that reminds me of Joe Namath. I had the pleasure of vacationing with Stoddard on some of the Steelers a couple of years ago, and even some of his mannerisms are like him, but he doesn't throw the ball like Joe Willie.
3rd down and 7 for the Jets at the 31-yard line. Richard Todd has gone all the way at quarterback. Hands to Tom Newton. Now Jets looking to cross. Standing at his own 17 for his second punt of the game. Gets it away. Theo Bell. Good run back by Theo Bell. Still on his feet. One man to beat is Ramsey.
He's gone.
He's going all the way. Touchdown, Theo Bell.
A high kick by Ramsey. One that returners love to get. A kick that gets down there in a hurry. Bell's an experienced return man. Spots the opening, breaks a tackle here, and then he's off to the races. It's all over at this point. He knows it.
Theo Bell, 4th-year wide receiver out of Arizona. The kick is no good. Matt Farr having a lot of trouble. 13:28 to go in the game. The score, the Jets 17, the Steelers 13. We'll be back with more Jets preseason. Kick is short. Harper takes it on the 11. Heads to the sideline. Harper with some room. Fine run back by Bruce Harper. Up to the 45. In at quarterback for the Jets. 1st and 10 at their own 45. Kevin Long carries for about 3. So Richard Todd went 3 quarters and played very well, hitting 10 of 18 for 125 yards.
That's roughly 60-some%, huh? Good
Nice
night.
game. Richard Todd has had an excellent preseason. 2nd and 7 for the Jets. We'll call it a long 7 at the Steelers' 48-yard line. Stan Waldemore still in at center. Ryan. Woody Bennett, the carrier. Nice run by Woody Bennett down to the Steeler 46-yard line. Dennis Winston, the middle linebacker, number 53, made the tackle. Jets leading it 17-13 with 12 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Jets have a 3rd down and a short 2 on the play.
They come in with a 2 tight end situation here. Jerome Barkham and Mickey Schuler.
Barkham on the right, Schuler on the left. And Clark Gaines is the wingback to the left. Long and Bennett in the backfield. Pat Ryan's the quarterback. This is Woody Bennett. Nothing there. Defensive end. Ramsey punting once again. Theo Bell takes it and hit immediately.
64, offense downfield on the punt. Fourth down.
64 is Guy Bingham, the rookie, who is doing the snapping.
The interior lineman cannot get down the field until the ball has been punted.
Ramsey gets it away. Another good high kick. Theo Bell lets it fall, and it goes into the end zone. Have it 1st and 10 on their own 20. Jets leading at 17-13. Greg Hawthorne carries and pulls his way up to the 27-yard line. He pulled Mark Gastineau with him, and it's a lot of football player to pull. Gastineau is 280.
Yes, again, we watch again here. Straight handoff, gets up inside, double team block. And he takes on Mark Gastineau, number 99, and being dragged behind number 27. Good run by Greg Hawthorne.
2nd and 3 for the Steelers, their own 27-yard line. Stout to Greg Hawthorne. This time swings wide. The Jets stop him. Gastineau gets him. Nice work by the Jets defensive line, stringing out that sweep.
That's what you have to do to it. Once you know they're getting outside on the tosses, you've got to bottle that thing up and force it back wide. It was the same kind of situation in the first quarter where Franco got bottled outside. He simply reversed his field. Hawthorne decided to go on outside with it.
5-yard loss back to the 23-yard line. 3rd and 7 for the Steelers. Ray Pinney, number 74, is now the center. Cliff Stout, the quarterback. Theo Bell is wide to the left. Stout looking. Rush. Gastineau's got him. And they blew it dead. Let's see. Stout got it off, but they've blown it dead. They say he is trapped. That is for protection of the quarterback. The official, there you see the referee saying Stout is stopped.
Good defense down the field by the Jets, because Stout looks downfield, takes several peeks, just doesn't find the receiver. He tries to go out to Hawthorne, and the official had already ruled him down.
It is a sack back to the 10-yard line. And Craig Colquitt is in punt formation, 3 yards deep in the end zone. Good work by Mark Gastineau on that last defensive series, in on all 3 plays. Colquitt gets it away. Nice high kick. Harper at his own 45. Wiggles his way through. Oh, one more for the Jets. That's Derek Gaffney in motion. Woody Bennett carrying. And he leaps forward across the 40 down to the 37. Pick up a 5 on the play. Dennis Winston and Dwight White in on the tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2nd down and 5. And that's a nice pickup on 1st down.
Yes, it was. Dennis just lowered his head. Not Dennis, rather, but
Woody Bennett.
Woody Bennett just lowered his head and plowed forward.
Guy Bingham is in at center for the Jets. The rookie, 6'3", 255 out of Montana. Hand off to Woody Bennett. Nice run by the big back. Close to a 1st down, Dwayne Woodruff. The cornerback came up to make the tackle. Woody Bennett out of Miami of Florida.
Watch the left side of your screen as Jerome Barkin goes into a block. Chris Ward gets into a block, and through the hole comes Bennett. Nice strong running. Good execution by the front line.
Good.
The ball had been moved.
2 seconds to go. 4th quarter, Jets leading at 17-13. Clark Gaines, the lone setback. Woody Bennett, wing back left. Gaines carries. Has the hole. Nice run by Clark Gaines to the 19. J.T. Thomas and Lauren Tay. They get J.T. Thomas and Dwayne Woodruff in on the tackle.
We take a look again here, Sam. This is what it looks like to Clark Gaines as his offensive line fires out. You see number 60, Alexander. I don't see the center number, Rasmussen, 66. All straight blocking, gets into a block. Number 24, J.T. Thomas, is the only man between Gaines and the goal line.
Another first down for the Jets. Same formation. Gaines the lone setback. Gaines carries, same play, goes to the right this time, and carries down to the 15-yard line. Wayne Woodruff and Dennis Winston in on the tackle for the Steelers. The ball placed down at the 15. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Clark Gaines, who was a little bit upset being relegated to second-string fullback this week, as Walt Michaels perhaps wants to light a fire under him a little bit. Derek Gaffney, wide receiver to the left along with Paul Darby, double wide receiver left. Jerome Barkham tight right end. Gaines embedded in the backfield. This is Gaffney in motion. 2nd and 6. Woody Bennett to carry. Nice balance by Woody Bennett as he falls forward to about the 8-yard line. He's very close to a first down again. May have to measure again. The center, Rasmussen and Alexander the guard. Roman and Ward the tackles. Tom Newton and Scott Dierking in the backfield. Pat Ryan to Scott Dierking, and he's close. He only needed half a yard. Well, don't have to worry about that. It's first down. Field, Gaffney wide right, Paul Darby wide left. Barkham is the tight right end. Pat Ryan to Clark Gaines. Down to about the 6-yard line. Zach Valentine, number 54, second-year man out of East Carolina, making the stop. 2nd and goal for the Jets on the 6-yard line. Time on the Jets side because the Steelers will need a touchdown in order to win this game. Matt Farr missing the extra point try, left them 4 points behind. Pat Ryan at quarterback. On 2nd and goal, this is Woody Bennett. Tries to push the wall forward. It wouldn't go.
No, it didn't. Right at that point, number 75, Joe Green, and number 67, Gary Dunn, did an excellent job inside. We'll take another look at it. Look at number 76 and number 75. You can't see 75, but they shut that trap down immediately.
Zach Valentine, 54, also in to pull it back. 3rd and goal at the 6-yard line. Pat Ryan has been content to run the football. Darby goes wide left, Gaffney wide right. Let's see what Ryan calls here. Bennett and Gaines in the backfield. Ryan to put it up, throwing into the corner, incomplete. It's good. And the Jets lead it with 4:01 to go. The score, the Jets 20, the Steelers 13. Larry Anderson, number 30, is the deep back in the middle. High kickoff sends Anderson back 1 yard into the end zone. Up the middle, he goes to the 25-yard line behind the front 4. And they've done a fine job in this game. Cliff Stout, the quarterback for Pittsburgh. Out to Frank Pollard, and he dropped the football. Greg Buttle covering on the play for the Jets.
Good coverage. The only thing Buttle could have done better was swat the ball down because he was there for its coverage to make the tackle, and Pollard dropped the ball.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Steelers, their own 25. Lawrence Pillars started at left defensive end in this game for the Jets. Was injured early in the game. Gastineau has gone all the way. Fine effort by the Jets defensive line in this game. Draw play to Anthony Anderson, number 33. He gets only a couple. Abdul Salam, 74, with a fine tackle. Stan Blinka also in on the play.
A man that has had a very fine ball game quietly.
Time on the Jets side. A fine effort by the Jets. Really the one they've been looking for.
They wanted to see the defensive unit together, and thus far, they've had a good performance.
Good rush. Flag goes down. The pass is in.
74.
Craig Colquitt will come in to do the punting. Jets have been getting good rushes from Mark Gastineau especially, and from Joe Klecko. Bruce Harper is deep, single safety. Colquitt's punt to Harper. Fair catch call at the third quarterback. Tom Newton, the lone setback. Handoff is to Newton going wide. Nice run by Newton, and he goes out of bounds. I don't think he wanted to do that, but sort of stumbled out of bounds. Ted Walton, number 36, knocked him out of bounds. Don't forget, the game between the Jets and the Giants can be seen right here on 11 Alive at midnight, Saturday night. 6-yard gain for Tom Newton. Ball placed down at the 42. 2nd and 4 for the Jets. Once again, Newton the lone setback. Jets have 2 tight ends in there, Schuler and Barkham. Fumble! And looked like Ryan fell on the football. That's one thing you don't want at this stage of the game.
Oh, I came away, I forgot something. This is the second time tonight the Jets have had quarterback problems and center problems with the exchange. It appears as though the ball hit squarely in Pat Ryan's hand. I hate to put the blame on him, but it appears as though it hit him there. Good recovery.
3rd down and 4 at the 42-yard line. Lone setback is Newton. 2 tight ends in there. Handoff is to Newton, swinging wide. Cunningham leading him, and Newton with a fine run gets the first down up at midfield. Eric Cunningham was leading the way, the left guard, number 68, out of Penn State. Fred Anderson, defensive end, number 69, made the tackle on 2nd down, 8 yards to go for the Jets. 1:46 to go in this 4th quarter. Jets leading at 20-13. Clark gains the lone setback, carries up the middle, gets maybe a yard, if that much. Hit 14 of 20 for over 300 yards. And the Colts are dangerous when he's on. Clark Gaines carrying on 3rd down, gets a yard. And the Steelers will... He's returned to punt for a touchdown. Good snap. Good high kick. Bell lets it go. It's into the end zone. Steelers will have it on the 20-yard line. Same front 4. Stout, the quarterback, number 18. Rushes on. Klecko's got him. The whistle blew the play dead. Stout shoveled it off to Anthony Anderson, but the whistle blew it dead. And a good rush by Big Joe Klecko.
The difference in this Jet prevent defense, they don't go into the 3-man line as some of the better clubs will do. What they will do is take out one of the linebackers, leave 2 linebackers inside. The Washington Redskins play that defense a lot.
2nd down, quick pitch to Randy Grossman, the tight end, drops the football. 3rd down and 11 for the Steelers on their own 19 with 1:10 to go. And that's good. I like to see that. I prefer to see the 4-man rush, because with a 3-man line, you just don't get that pressure. Even though you have the extra defensive back in there, quarterback has time to pick out that receiver.
Absolutely. 4-2-5.
Cliff Stout, the quarterback, setting up, throwing to Anthony Anderson, incomplete. Hit him in the chest.
These are the inexperienced Steelers, the backup crew. If it were the first unit, there'd be no doubt that they'd be on the move, because the ball has been there the last 2 attempts, and both times the ball has been mishandled.
It is 4th down. Jim Smith has come into the lineup. Here's Walt Michaels, who has to be pleased with the effort in tonight's game. 1:05 to go. It's 4th down and 10 for the Steelers. Stout will put it up. Has time, throws out, oh, Dykes had it and dropped it. Almost intercepted.
Maybe 3 years ago.
Eagles went in. 59 seconds to go. Ryan to Kevin Long, tucked it in nicely. Long gets a couple. Lawrence.
The other 24 clubs around the National Football League, cut down time.
3-back formation. Ryan just falls down. And The New York Jets 20, the Pittsburgh Steelers 13. A good game for the Jets, Emerson.
I'm sure.
At home. And we're underway on a warm afternoon. The temperature 70 degrees. Jesse Green on the return to the 15, 20. Outside the 25 to around the 20. Largent in motion. Zorn to throw. Out to Largent. He has it at the 32-yard line. So Steve Largent has the first reception of the ball game and a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 as Ken Troy makes the tackle. Here's the Jet defense: Gaston Osalam, Lyons, and Joe Klecko. And the linebackers: Buttle, Blinka, and Ron Crosby. In the secondary for New York, Jackson Dyke, Schroy, and Darrell Ray. 2nd down and 5, Seattle on their own 32-yard line. Zorn taking a lot of time. A flag is down on the play, and Jim Jodat is the ball carrier.